Oh my gosh, hello friends. I actually really enjoyed being able to put on all of my jewelry at the beginning of my last video. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna do it again because I actually really like having things to do with my hands when I record these videos. Ooh, ringing in both ears. I wonder what that means. I don't know. But hello, my lovelies. I hope you are feeling particularly nice this evening or whenever you're watching this. I hope you're feeling loved and I hope you're feeling supported. Let's see. How have you been? How you been doing since the last video of mine that you watched? And if you're new here, welcome. So I got a couple new, like 2 or 3 more subscribers. So hello. I usually do these videos where I'm out here, oh no, I don't know where the other earring went. We might just be using one earring today, guys. I usually do these videos where I'm just kind of yapping for anywhere between 15 minutes and an hour and a half. And ordinarily, sometimes I will talk about spiritual things here, and sometimes I talk about very vulnerable, authentic things that happen in my life, and sometimes I'm just on here to yap. I mean, a majority of the time I'm on here to yap, so let me not say that. Like, yapping isn't like the primary thing that I do in these videos. Wrap that around. I hope you guys have been doing well. Hope you're feeling good. For those of you who've been sick and you're in recovery, I'm glad that you're in recovery. Let's go. I'm a big fan of people recovering from illness. I have no idea where that earring went. But actually no, I do want to finish putting on. So I have this. I had one earring. Actually what we might do is, in lieu of the earring that I'm looking for, because as I've said I can't find it, I'm going to put in this earring that totally doesn't match the outfit at all. And it's this one. It is a gold serpent. He looks very scared and confused. What do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean? Oh wait, I see it. I see the earring. It fell out of the bowl and it's up under a shoe. You are saved. Yay, there it is. I don't know if y'all can tell, but I'm a little eepy. I'm gonna go to sleep right after this. Of course, I forgot to remove my eye makeup. It's faded, so it should be fine. Let's see, we have bracelets, we have ring, we have necklace, we have earrings, I have purse. So now we will show you the pretty mobile. Yay! Pretty mobile. But yeah, when I do these videos, I enjoy having things to do with my hands and stuff. Like, it kind of breaks up the monotony of me just sitting here talking to the camera. It like adds something to the experience, if you will. And you all know the drill. Get your water and let's get a couple sips in. This water is very cold and it's actually chilly in this closet right now. If I had some tea, I would have made warm tea instead. And now, because I'm cold this evening, I actually brought my penguin thermal. So I'm gonna be nice and warm when I do this video. Today was a very good day for moi. I had a good day, and there was something that I wanted to share with you all. I came to a very quick realization. Actually this evening, my best friend, I had told her that I was trying to figure out a way where my inner child could be fronting more. I find when my inner child is at the forefront of things, she takes care of a lot of stuff. She's very happy, she's very go-lucky, she just enjoys being here. She's not on any judgment shit. She knows how to set boundaries. Like, my inner child essentially should be running my life. But the adult version of me that I've created, 5 minutes and 5 seconds as I'm saying this, so I feel like I'm talking to somebody who is going through this type of change as well. The realization that the adult version of you may not be the most fulfilled version of you. It's the version of you that you essentially created and combined out of different aspects in order to be respected as an adult. It's kind of how, you know, you may have built your identity. It's definitely how I built my identity. Like, I wanted, flip this over. Bloop. I wanted more than anything to be respected as like a business professional, you know, and so I tried to separate myself from things that I deemed as childish. And it took a long time for me to get in contact with my inner child. And now that she is here, I'm really dealing with my inner teenager now. She's the one who's kind of running the show. And I thoroughly enjoy her presence. It just makes me so happy. There's so much good here. There's so much feel good here. But I was telling my best friend that I feel like I tend to stand in the way of my own blessings a lot, because that carefreeness, the ability to just trust your gut and go for it, is oftentimes blocked by the adult version of me. The adult version of me is always like, no, don't do that. Don't say that to that person. What if they, you know, what if they think you're weird? What if they judge us? That's the adult version of me. And the point is, yes, the adult version of me wants to protect, but at this point in my life, I don't need protection anymore. I've done so much work to make sure that I know how to set boundaries. Excuse me, I have a lot of good people around me who come to my defense when I need it, who are there to support me when I need it. And so now I was asking my best friend, I was like, how can I get into a space where my inner child becomes my outward self, and she is allowed to run things, and we are allowed to live? 7 minutes and 7 seconds as I say this, and both of my ears are ringing. So somebody here watching this is important for you. Connect with your inner child and figure out a way that works for you to allow that inner child to run the show. A lot of people are like, well, my inner child will break the bank. Not necessarily. Our inner children are not selfish. Our inner children actually do care about other people, and they do care about us. We, essentially, as the adults, kind of step in order to make sure that our inner children typically don't do too much. But because I essentially have spent the past 5 years parenting my inner child, she's actually pretty stable now. Like, she's pretty good at knowing what she needs to do. And so my best friend said, sorry if I'm all over the place. My brain feels like, it feels like a bowl of like different shards of like stained glass, but they're like not sharp. Like, they're all smooth on the side, so you can like dip your hands in it, you know, and it kind of sounds like that a little bit. But that's how my brain is feeling right now, so I apologize if I'm all over the place. But I asked her, what can I do? And she said, that's really interesting, because I too had realized, 8 minutes and 23 seconds as I say this, she said, I too have realized that I haven't really been connecting, or not that she hasn't been connecting, but she wants to incorporate play into her day more. Now, for those of you who are new here, in my first videos that I did, I had said that something that is a paradigm mental shift that I'm working through is the idea that I get paid and pampered to play. I like that. People say I get paid, you know, to do this type of work. But for me, I don't want to focus on work. I want to focus on play and getting paid to do that. There's so many different genres of work where people are essentially playing and they get paid to play. So that is what I am manifesting. 9 minutes and 9 seconds. 9 represents the closing of chapters. So the closing of this adult chapter is that I want to get, you know, I'm attracting being paid to play essentially. And so stay with me now. The thought just up and left. It's like, oh, did I turn on my do not disturb? I did. It is currently 1:48 a.m. That explains why I'm so tired. But yeah, so she was saying she wanted to incorporate more play into her day, and she was like, would you like to do this with me? And I came upon a crazy realization, and this may resonate with somebody. And if it does, feel free to let me know in the comments. Again, for newcomers, you never have to like, comment, or subscribe on my videos. I just enjoy seeing it personally, but I don't check my analytics for these videos, so, you know, those things are not necessities. But I do greatly appreciate them when you all do them, when you like, comment, or subscribe, or whatever. And the realization was, I didn't really know what my inner child wanted to do play-wise, because my inner child as a child, I spent so many of my years trying to make sense of things, and trying to control things, that oftentimes my inner child now does not like routine and controlled environments. My inner child is actually the exact opposite of my adult self. She enjoys spontaneity. She enjoys doing things. She enjoys living in the day that she's in. So if she wakes up one day and she's like, I want to do this today, that's what she wants to do. She doesn't want to stick to a defined schedule when it comes to play. Now, I know somebody may be watching this and they might go, well, how then do you do things? Because you have to schedule stuff. There are workarounds. 11 minutes and 11 seconds as I say that. There are creative ways. Again, I lean very heavily on the fact that there are creative ways to do the things that we are wanting to do, but a lot of people don't take the time to think of it. They just continue doing the work that they've been doing in a traditional sense, and then they complain about how that sucks. But, and I get it, because it's easier. It's easier to sit around and complain about what's not working than it is to actually brainstorm ways to make it work better. Oh, that's some crisp water. So I realized she doesn't like routine, because then the things that she does in play start to feel like work, and she doesn't like that. And I was like, okay. And then I realized that she prefers to have things already set up, so she can just kind of come in, like, be there when things are already happening, and she can kind of like jump in versus having to start something herself. She's not a planner. It's weird, because the adult version of me is actually very big into logistics and planning, but my inner child can't stand doing that stuff. Like, she enjoys like checking things off of lists, and she enjoys paperwork and stuff, but she doesn't want to do that consistently. You know what I'm saying? So after I typed that to my best friend, I thought about it, and I thought about the times where I have been invited to game online in a game that's already been decided and where people are already playing. And I got so excited, because I was like, no, yeah, that's like the perfect scenario for me, is that there is already a game in motion and I can just come in and kind of learn as I'm going. Nobody's really focusing on me. I can kind of mess up. I could do what I want. As far as how long it takes me to learn, that is what works for me. And then I ran through a little mental experiment as I was sitting there in the car, 13 minutes and 13 seconds as I say this, and I was like, wait, no, yeah, when people ask me to play and they're games that I kind of already know how to play, I actually am very open to playing games. So I literally worked through this whole mental processing. Again, I'm sorry if you couldn't keep up with everything, because I wasn't being clear. Again, my brain is all over the place right now. But I realized, in summing up, that part of the reason I don't play more now is because there are a lot of constraints over what I view play is. So I was able to go online right there on my phone and find 5 free games that are similar to games I played growing up. One of my favorite games of all time is Uno. I love Uno. Uno is amazing. I love Clue. I love like playing like golf games online. I don't know why, because I don't necessarily like playing golf or putt-putt in real life, but online it's a very different story. And so I was like, actually, no, yeah, let me find some games. And I realized this was a crucial piece, 14 minutes and 23 seconds as I'm saying this, so this is important for somebody. I was saying I want to get paid and pampered to play, but I wasn't playing. So if I'm not playing, then how can then the pay and the pampering then happen? These things will show up if I'm doing the thing. So, and the thing is playing. And I realized that so much of what I am manifesting requires me to be in a place that is very playful. It requires me to not take life so seriously. It requires me to put my ego down and to just let the energy flow. That is what is required of me. And I came to that discovery and I got so excited. I'm still processing it. I think it's gonna fully hit me in the morning. This is usually what happens. I'll have realizations or I'll have little moments of epiphanies, and it'll take me like maybe, depending upon how heavy the realization is, it could take like a couple days. But with this, I think tomorrow morning it's gonna set in for me. I might have a dream that helps me work through it, because this is something I've been chewing on since I realized it. And I got really excited because I realized, oh, there are ways that I can play more and I don't have to pay a dime. There's so much free stuff online. So I'm excited to do that. I'm talking to my best friend, so at some point I think we're going to probably try to log on and do like a game of Uno on Discord or something. And I'm very excited about that. But yeah, it was a very interesting realization to have, especially because I've been pushing the idea of play here in my videos. But it's so funny because I'll record these videos and then literally like a couple days later, I'm learning, or I'm having to learn the very lesson that I talked to you guys about. And I wonder why that is. Part of me thinks it's just like timing. It's like when you are the messenger, you don't always know the message deep down. I think that's why, even if a person who you don't like, if they give you like necessary information, or they are the messenger to some life-changing information, just because they're a person you don't like doesn't mean that they're wrong necessarily. Sometimes those messages come in on some disguises. So, yeah, that was a realization that I had. So I'm excited to start playing more. Man, it's the exhaustion. It's the exhaustion that crops up like when you feel like you've been doing a lot of stuff, and then you finally sit down to game and you realize, man, I would rather take a nap or I would rather sleep. And so many people will say push through it. I think I said it in a video to just push through it, and sometimes I can and other times it's difficult, which is why I enjoy having mobile games, because then I'll hop on a mobile game and I'll start playing that and I'm like, yay, I'm actually doing it. I'm finding workarounds for the exhaustion. So yes, if you are watching this video, talk to your inner child, reconnect, get friendly, because they are going to be crucial in your journey to enjoy and really taste and ingest the life that you're wanting to live. You don't just want to see it in your mind. You want to hear it. You want to feel it in your spirit. You want to get giddy and excited about it. Speaking of giddy and excited, I do have a vulnerable thing that it came to my mind just now and I'm being moved to share it. Excuse me. For those of you who are listening to this and you're going to take a nap or you're going to go to sleep, I love that for you. Beautiful sleeping cherub that you are. I had a realization today. I was thinking about the soulmate. You know, my soulmate that I am bringing into my life, who is also manifesting me. He's somewhere out there talking to these clowns. I'm on my way, babe. I'm on my fucking way. But I had a realization today, and it was that there is still a part of me that is afraid to hope, that is afraid to believe that a soulmate is coming. And a lot of it stems from like when I'm on YouTube or Instagram or like social media in general, and I see people posting their experience as far as like somebody cheating on them, or, you know, a person who they said they wanted to be in a relationship, but then it ended up they just wanted to hook up, and then they ghosted this person, and they're like, never let people in, you know. And so there was a part of me, I think over the past like 2 or 3 days, that has kind of been in this place where it's like, damn, that is going to be embarrassing if I spent my whole life, you know, kind of not kind of, I spent my whole life manifesting a soulmate, and that person doesn't come. Now, I don't believe that no one... Let me try to rephrase this. I'm tired. It's not that I believe that I will never find a person, because there are people out there, but the connection that I'm looking for is incredibly rare. And I understand that. My inner child, she is like, no, yeah, like, we totally deserve that. 20 minutes and 20 seconds, so you deserve that. If you are out here wanting a soulmate, you're hoping for a soulmate, you're manifesting a soulmate, or maybe you're just now seeing this video and realizing that that's something that you would love to have, that's the type of relationship you would like to pursue, you deserve it. You deserve to be loved. You deserve to be cared for. You deserve to have somebody learn you so that they can love you in a way that you like. You deserve that. You deserve that connection where you feel like you've been struck by lightning, where you feel like tectonic plates in the earth are shifting whenever this person hugs you. You still get butterflies and you've been with this person for 5 years. You deserve that. You deserve that. And I know I deserve that. It's just sometimes when I see those videos, I have moments where I do start to doubt, and I'm like, we're being silly. You know, my inner child doesn't think that. But the adult version of me is like, this is a childish dream. This is a naive hope. Why are we still thinking about this? 21 minutes and 21 seconds. So it is not childish. It is not naive. Just because you are over the age of 21, or you just turned 21 and you're feeling like you have to leave those types of hopes and fairy tale dreams behind. No, you don't. No, you don't. There are people out here who are getting their fairy tale situation. And it looks different on everybody, because not everybody wants the same person. Not everybody wants the same fairy tale experience. Some people want the Harry Potter and Ginny experience. Some people want the Bella and Edward experience. Some people want the When Harry Met Sally experience. I could go on and on. Some people want Beauty and the Beast. Some people want Jasmine and Aladdin. Some people want Mr. and Mrs. Smith. Like, there's so many different relationship dynamics and fairy tale stories that exist. Why not you? Why not me? Why can we not have that? There's no reason. So because there's no reason, I think we can. I think we can. I think we can lock into it. 22 minutes and 22 seconds. We can both. We can both lock into that. So I was kind of dealing with those thoughts, and I then had the thought this evening about the whole play thing, and I've been getting a lot of signs, and I've been hearing a lot of spiritual chatter, if you will, that my next relationship is going to require me to be playful. I'm going to have to be playful, because that's the part of me that this person is going to be most attracted to, because that's why their inner child is going to feel safe around me. It's interesting being somebody who does like metaphysical and spiritual work, because it almost feels like cheating in life, because you get a lot of information that a lot of people just aren't paying attention to because they don't know to pay attention to it. So you're getting a lot of information, and I'm getting a lot of information all the time. 23 minutes and 23 seconds as I say that. I'm always getting some type of download or some type of message or some type of, hey, go here, like some type of nudge. And it doesn't come free. It takes a lot of self-work and shadow work in order to get there. But sometimes I do feel like I'm cheating, because I will literally have dreams about things that are going to happen, and then I adjust, and then those things don't happen because I adjusted, and I find out that if I hadn't adjusted, that bad thing would have happened. So yeah. That is, I don't know why we got off on that. But, yeah, I started to doubt a little bit today, and I just had to remind myself that for the universe, growing grass, our solar system operating the way that it does, I was watching, again, if you are into gamers just sitting around shooting the shit, I would go watch the Clueless podcast. It's CLOOLESS, and they're 4 guys who stream and they game on Twitch TV and on YouTube, and I think they're hilarious. So if you're interested in checking that out, I think you should. I'm not sponsored by anybody. I don't know them. It's just content that I take in, and I like to share things that I enjoy with other people. And they were actually talking about, in their latest podcast episode that they uploaded to YouTube, they were talking about how big space is and how incredible space is, and the fact that there are things like black holes that exist, and the universe is just so perfectly designed that it runs and operates the way that it does. And I have to agree, it's very impressive to think about. And then when you're thinking about that, and you're thinking about how things are happening, how the moon controls the tides, and how the sun warms the earth, but it's not so hot that we're all dying, like sometimes it feels like it during the summer, especially here in Florida. But everything is just as balanced as it needs to be. Now, of course, as we do things, there are things that we do depending upon our, consumption of things, and then making more trash and stuff. But generally, nature is able to take care of itself. And thinking about that reminds me that that is how spirit works. Spirit does things through ease. Spirit doesn't have to work hard to make things happen, because everything is spirit. Spirit flows through everything. It's around everything. So it's easy for you to need, a raise, or for you to need a different job, and you've been applying, and suddenly a manager who has free time on his hand just happens to go to his inbox and looks at some of the, resumes that were saved, and yours happens to be at the top. That type of stuff happens. Like, by the sheer numbers, right? By sheer numbers, these things tend to happen very frequently. But we are told that it's 1 in a million, and that you're lucky if you do. Again, we really are fed the scarcity mindset. We really are. Why did I get off on that? Why did I take that route? Oh, a new playmate. Poppy told me you're looking for the code for the train. If you'd like the code, you're going to have to play some games with Mommy. Isn't that right, Poppy? Yes, Mommy. Oh my gosh, Poppy Playtime is so good. If you haven't gone and watched gameplay, if you're not into horror, I wouldn't do it. But if you are into horror, particularly horror that's kind of cartoony and has like really intense lore, go watch it. Go watch it. It's really good. I quote stuff from that game all the time. I don't always quote it well because those lines be long, but yeah, now is the time really to trust in what's going on. And I actually saw a lot of posts today where people were like, when you have to take that leap of faith. So a lot of people are currently taking leaps of faith into new business ventures, into new relationships, into new ways that they engage with family members and friends, falling headfirst into setting boundaries. Like, people really are making changes out here, and I love to see it. I love to see it. And it's not just on social media. I have family members. I know people in real life, because I know sometimes it's like, well, you're seeing a lot of this and it's because of your algorithm on your page. Yes, but then also in real life, people are doing these things as well. So I feel like there is a massive positive energy shift that is taking place right now. And a lot of people who are looking for authenticity and who want to be authentic. I don't know why my mouth did that. They are now starting to come front and center. And I love that. It gets me charged. It gets me excited. But in that, remember to play. Remember to figure out what it is you liked doing as a kid, and figure out a way to do that. Yeah, I feel like I was talking about something and then I went off on a tangent. I apologize. I appreciate y'all's patience. It is so nippy in here. It's really nippy. Excuse-moi. Oh yeah, but the whole love thing, the finding your soulmate thing. I know, I can feel it. I can feel the connection. I can feel him manifesting me. I can feel it happening. I don't know who this man is. I do get like bits and pieces sometimes. Like, admittedly, I'll get like, oh, this is something that I think he's gonna like, or oh, this is something that I think he does when he's sleeping. 29 minutes and 29 seconds as I say that. I'll get little bits and pieces, And so I'm truly wanting to see who this person is, because depending upon the person, like, that'll be crazy to be able to be like, yo, I wrote this journal entry because I got this spiritual download, and this is you, my guy. I think that would just be hilarious to be able to pull that out of my ass and essentially be like, hey, yo, I can't believe it. I actually manifested you. You're not going anywhere. It took me too long to get you. That's the other thing. I really hope that this person is not the type who feels like they are not worthy and that they are hard to love, because I'm gonna tell them, I spent years looking for a person like you, looking for you, whoever this person is. I spent years looking. I'm not just gonna give that up, bro. I'm not just gonna walk away from it. It's not happening. It's not happening, because the type of person that I'm looking for, this is not a type of person who just be walking around every day. And there are a lot of you out there who are looking for soulmates that are just like that. You're looking for people who are gems. They are the types of people who really care about other people. They're the types of people who are authentic and they speak their minds. And they're true empaths. They truly care and connect with other people. And I'm just so excited for you all. And I'm excited for me. So, yeah. I like to communicate when I'm struggling or when I'm having doubts. I find that I tend to struggle and have doubts at the same time as other people who I haven't been talking to. And that's been weird. Like, there's been this kind of weird synchronistic thing that's been happening where I'll be going through something and then I check in with other family members, or I check in with friends, or I hear my sister talking about a friend who she has that is going through the exact same emotional thing that I'm going through. And I don't know, 31 minutes and 31 seconds as I say this, I don't know what's going on, but that's been happening a lot more. So, there's something in the air. Excuse me. Life can be very good, and life can be very bad. I think so much of it depends on what you focus on, what you're looking into. I think so much of it can also be what you're putting out there. You know, the irony of talking about how people are bad drivers, yet you speeding down the highway and cutting people off. You know, I've seen that happen. I've had people who I drive with who were like, man, people are just bad drivers, and they themselves are a bad driver, and I don't think they know. And I'm like, my friend, why are we going so incredibly fast? We don't have to be going this fast. Like, we're gonna get there. It's okay. And like, not all fast drivers are bad drivers, but most people who are fast drivers do not have the reflex to stop a sudden something that falls off a truck right in front of their car. You know, they're not going to have the reflex to respond well if they're going 80 to 90 miles per hour on the highway. 90. Because in Florida, 80, if everybody's going 80, it's fine. That's usually what happens. Everybody just kind of matches the vibe. It's part of the reason I don't be driving on the highways here. I'm a backroads person. I enjoy scenic routes. I enjoy seeing trees, even if the tree's all bare and nude. I enjoy seeing the sky. I enjoy, you know, looking at all the cute houses. I'm the type of person who I'll be like, let's go for a drive. And then I want to drive to a bunch of different places and look at the houses and be like, would I like how that house is designed? Nope. X on that house. It's an interesting little game that I picked up from my father when we were growing up. He'd be like, y'all just want to go for a drive? And we would go for a drive, and we would just drive around and get lost because my dad's sense of direction was pretty good. So we would just go. And this was before Google Maps, back when it was MapQuest. And you had to print off directions. Yeah, bro. That was the thing. You used to have a printer in your house. Because if you didn't have a printer and somebody was trying to tell you how to get to somewhere new, there was no cell phone where you had GPS going. You had to print off the street-by-street direction on MapQuest on your computer. That's crazy to me. That's wild that was a thing. But yes, I am excited to play Uno with my best friend and some people online. I'm also, excited to find more free games. So We're actively doing that because I've been talking in other videos about the fact that I want to play video games, but I haven't made myself 34 minutes and 34 seconds as I say this. I have not made myself a committee of one to do it. So I feel like there's somebody watching this video who's been like, I'm gonna do this thing, and you still haven't done it, and it's been like 3 weeks. So I'm here to be a little bit in your face and say, get on it, doggone it, let's make it happen, let's make it work. Let's do it up. The other reason I'm probably so tired is because it's cold. I tend to be more tired the cooler it is. And I feel like that happens to a lot of people. Like sleeping under like a thermal and a sheet and it's cold, but you warm under there. It's solid. It's solid. It's a solid existence. I don't think I had anything else that happened today. My tummy. Yeah, I think it was just those 2 big realizations that I had today, and that I'm still technically processing. I think I got an eyelash in my eye. Ooh, don't fall. I don't know what she's doing out there. Ah, my eye. But yeah, so just be chilling out. Let me think. Is there anything else before I sign off? I think we're just gonna have this almost 40-minute video today because your girl is about to go cross-eyed. Let's see, what else do I have for you all? Do I have anything? If you weren't tired before, I know I'm making you tired. No, I don't think I have anything else. I think it was just those 2. So, be looking at when you are manifesting things. When you're manifesting certain things, look at the type of you that fits that lifestyle and begin to become that person. That is one way to bring things into your reality faster. For example, if you're like, I, want a partner who enjoys being in the gym, and we do gym stuff together, and you're not consistent about being in the gym, or you don't go to the gym, but you want to go, now's a good time for you to start going to the gym. Who knows? It might be that the reason that you haven't met your person, or that you haven't gotten that job, interview that you've wanted, is because you just haven't been putting yourself in the areas where those things would happen or take place. Odds are you've been getting nudges, and some of you ignore them pretty hard, especially if they make you step out of your comfort zone. I do that, so you're not alone, friend. I'll definitely avoid stepping out of my comfort zone if I can manage. But yeah. So, inner child. Make sure that you are connected to and reconnect with your inner child, your inner teen. If you're looking for ways to do this, you can always look on Google. There are articles done by people who are therapists and psychologists that will tell you ways that you can kind of connect with your inner child. There's a lot of good information out there. And when you start having doubts about the things that you are bringing into your space, come up with a way that you can deal with those doubts. Come up with something that feels good for you where you can deal with them. So to me, as soon as I start doubting, I'm now going to remind myself, this is easy. This is not difficult. The reason I begin doubting that the things that I'm wanting are going to happen, is because I, A, don't see how it's going to happen, and B, in my mind, I think it's too hard. I think it's impossible that it could happen. 38 minutes and 38 seconds as I say this. So if something is more difficult, I then will say, oh, well, it's probably not going to happen because it's more difficult. So that's why, for me, what I'm going to really try to do is I'm going to really stop comparing the sizes and values of things to the universe. Everything is like bringing in a little cup of coffee. $1 million is like bringing in a cup of coffee. My soulmate is like bringing in a cup of coffee. And it's not to say that those things are not important and life-changing and amazing, but I think that when you're manifesting, it's easier to manifest things that are believable for you. So if you're doing a mental paradigm where you're now seeing everything as being on the same level, you still appreciate the things that you have and that you're getting, but you see everything on the same level, then you are far more likely I think, excuse me, you are much more likely to detach yourself from the outcome, because so many of us, we want things and we want them desperately, meaning that if they don't happen, we are going to be torn up about it. So I don't think I finished saying what I was saying about the relationship thing, but I didn't want to look stupid. But then I saw something today that said, it's better to love and love completely and look stupid and get heartbreak than it is to not even attempt. And then you're at the end of this phase of existence and you're like, wow, why didn't I just go for it? Why didn't I just go for it? So many good things could have happened. So that's where I am currently living, spiritual wise, mental wise. I want to really connect with, oh my gosh, my mind is so gone, y'all. My mind is so gone. I think this is probably the first night in a while that I've been, or not a while, because I feel like I had this night like maybe 2 or 3 nights ago. I'm not gonna lie to you. But a lot of people have been reporting that they've been tired because of like the planetary alignments and all that stuff that's going down. So if you're super tired, take some time to rest. That might be what you need. Like sometimes we get these spurts where it's like 3 days of constant motion and of being super productive, and sometimes you just need to take a day. You just need to relax. But yeah, so I definitely think it's worth it to believe. It's worth it for my inner child to be fronting, because I trust her, because she's led me through a lot of great experiences in my life that I've been the most fulfilled in, because she actually cares about why we came back here, why our spirit came here to do things. The adult version of us does not care. The adult version of me and, you know, kind of my spiritual collective, the adult version is more focused on survival, not on actually feeling fulfilled. And I think it's because the inner child has all this wonder and all of this, there is no cap on their belief, whereas the adult is very much so, this is what's real and this is what's not real. And while that's not always a bad thing, it's good to not live in, you know, complete fantasy all the time. I think it's a healthy balance, and some of us allow that inner adult to take over and just kind of ruin things for us. Like the amount of people who used to love going to the club to dance, and then they'll say, well, I'm just too old for that now. And it's like, actually, no, you do want to go dance at the club, but you don't want to seem silly or childish for doing it. So you just will say to people who aren't even talking about the club that you don't want to go because you're above it, because you're older, you know? Oh my goodness, I'm about to fall asleep sitting here. I was so energized like 2 hours ago, and then came the crash. And it's like, well, yeah, because it's like 2 a.m. Yes, but sometimes at 2 a.m. I am up, and I am ready. So yeah, that's where we're at. I love you guys. I think I'm going to go ahead and sign off. I'm going to go get some sleep. But I love you guys very much. I hope you continue to have a good morning, afternoon, evening, or night. Be kind to yourself. Be loving to yourself. Celebrate your successes, even if they seem small to you. If you drank water today, if you set a boundary today, if you got up and you got out of bed today, if you came to consciousness today and was able to manage some positive thoughts, or you got up and you went outside and you took care of something, you took out the trash, the list is endless. Excuse me. Pat yourself on the back for those things. It's important to celebrate yourself, to let your body and your spirit know that you commend it for doing the work that it's doing, and you're not just going to be a boss who sees his employees being incredibly productive and decides to say nothing. I think that's all I have. I love you guys so much. Again, welcome to all of my newcomers. Welcome. I love that the last video was very like all over the place and very high energy, and I don't feel like this one was that at all. But this is what we are. We are multifaceted people. We're not one type of person all the time. So yeah. Okay. Well, I love you guys. Have a good rest of whatever you're doing, and I will holler at you tomorrow.